Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever been so tired after a session that you've really considered getting yourself a taxi back home rather than driving? Because I swear it has happened to me so many times in the past few years where I have been just so exhausted after a session. I literally have no idea how I'm gonna even manage to get myself home, let alone wake up the next day and do the same thing over again. If you watched the day in my life video, then you know that my day is basically just me driving and training, and that is incredibly tiring. So how on earth would you manage to recover in time to just do that type of day every single day? I mean, of course it's tough, of course I get sore, of course I get super tired. However, I am just so strict with my recovery at the moment that I always manage to wake up the next day and I'm ready to take on another full day of training. So avoiding sore muscles isn't just an easy task. It isn't something that is easily attainable. It requires so much dedication to allow your body to recover by way of sleep, what you eat, and certain other things that you can do to allow your body to fully recover for the next day or the next session. So sore muscles aren't something that are only brought on by exercise. Of course, certain injuries or being unwell can result in you getting sore muscles. However, for this video, I'll only be talking about how to avoid or get rid of sore muscles that occur because of exercise. So I'm going to go through my favorite ways to recover, what I feel has been the most effective in the past few years. I'm gonna cover some quick fix remedies that you can do at home if you are incredibly sore. And I'll also talk about some myths you hear about sore muscles, what you should and should not do when you do have sore muscles that are complete and absolute bullshit. So first off, what are sore muscles? Why do we have them? Is it okay to have them? Usually you'll wake up with sore muscles a day to 2 days after you do the particular exercise. This is called delayed onset muscle soreness or DOMS. So why do we get sore from exercise? It's almost like your muscle is being torn apart, and then after that is when it starts to rebuild itself. So proteins exit your injured cell, or in this case, your muscle, and fluid and white blood cells rush to rebuild that area. So basically, this is the process as to why your muscles are hurting. So here is how I do it, what I do at the moment, what I've tested for the last few years, and what I really think actually works. The number one thing, literally my favorite thing to do, is ice. You've all seen my stories by now. Got us a freezer, which we use as an ice bath. Cold therapy increases blood flow. You'll see this anytime you ice an area, you would see that that area goes bright red. And of course, that's the blood rushing through that area. So it is thought to flush out the byproducts of inflammation caused by tired or sore muscles. Every time I do an ice bath, I genuinely feel brand new. If you only have like a small area that's sore, you'd want to put like either an ice pack or a frozen bag of vegetables. This is also beneficial with injured areas or just tired muscles. I myself prefer just dipping myself, my entire body into an ice bath. So always just fill up your bathtub, put like 2 big bags of ice cubes, make sure you have loads of ice there, and just sit in the ice for, let's say, 2 minutes. I don't do much longer than that. I feel like 2 minutes is usually enough. However, I do this 3 times a week. If you want to take this to the next level, you can also combine cold therapy with heat therapy. So I used to do this a lot in Italy, where they had a sauna and an ice bath, like a professional ice bath system right opposite each other. Usually it is suggested that you do a warm bath and an ice bath, not as such a sauna, but it works just as well. So the theory behind contrast bath therapy is that the hot water causes your blood vessels to widen, whereas the cold water makes your blood vessels go narrow. And of course, this increases blood circulation. Also, the lymph vessels contract when exposed to cold and relax when they're exposed to heat. And unlike the circulation system, the lymph system lacks a central pump. So by alternating between hot and cold, you're creating this pump for your lymph system. And so it essentially pumps any stagnant or stuck fluid that's in your sore, tired, or injured muscle. This really helps with getting rid of inflammation, which is basically the body's primary mechanism into healing any damaged tissues. So the number 2 thing, super important, is sleep. Now, as a person that literally is the worst at sleeping, I am one of those people that will take forever to fall asleep, and then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and get really excited to look at my watch and hope it's time to wake up. Whenever I tell people this, most people are like, what on earth is wrong with you? I don't know why I'm just so bad at sleeping. I always have been, ever since I've been super young. I truly suggest that you try get at least 8 hours of sleep during the night. And if you do have a double session, if you are training a bit more intense on a certain day, you will definitely want to get yourself a nap before your exercise. Like, even if I don't feel like, even if I am not exactly too tired, doesn't matter. It is in my routine every day between 2:30 and 3:30. I will get a nap, especially if I'm training twice on that particular day. So your muscles recover the most during your sleep, especially during the REM phase of your sleep, which is the rapid eye movement phase of your sleep. So if you're not getting sufficient sleep, then you're not allowing enough time for your body to recover. And this is when the body is able to restore organs, repair damaged tissues, replenish your immune cells. From my experience, I've never met a professional athlete that does not take their sleep serious. So since I am quite a horrible sleeper, in the past few months especially, I had to make it a point to really improve my sleep in general. I actually got this Xiaomi Mi watch that you guys see me wear all the time. It basically tracks my sleep every night. It'll let me know how much sleep I got and what portion of that sleep was actually deep sleep. Of course, this doesn't help you sleep, but at least I can keep track of my sleep now. When I actually got this watch, that I was just really worried about how bad I was at sleeping. When I actually had the statistics showing me on my phone that I was only getting 20 minutes of deep sleep a night, I just realized, listen, there's really something I need to do about this. And you also might want to get a sleep tracker, because you might be getting a good amount of sleep. You might be getting 8 hours of sleep, but you might not be getting enough deep sleep. So definitely I do suggest you get like one of these sleep trackers. This one was ridiculously cheap. I think it was like just 50 euro or less from Forest Halls in Malta. I'll link it below. You can buy it online as well. If there's like a tiny sound anywhere, if my dog is snoring, and God knows she snores like an old man, I'll just instantly wake up. So number 1 thing I did, I got earplugs, and I just got them in bulk, and I make sure to always use earplugs when I go to sleep. Those alone improved my sleep, my deep sleep, by an average of an hour. So that really worked. So third, I like to get sports massages. So sports massages are not just really good ways of getting rid of sore muscles, they're a really good way of avoiding getting them. So it has proven results by improving blood circulation and blood flow. Plus, after every single massage, the next session I do, I just feel so comfortable. Like my muscles feel like they have just been on rest for a few days. I do suggest you find yourself a good sports masseur. I really believe that the person doing your massage should really, first of all, know you as an athlete, know what sport you do, and be very mindful in the way they do the sports massage. I have come across people that come from sports massages, black and blue, and they constantly say how they just felt like they were being beaten up during the massage. I don't know if that's completely beneficial. I mean, I'm not saying that the massages I get are peaceful and fun and super relaxing. Of course, it's going to be a bit painful at times, but just find yourself someone that knows what they're doing, has experience with athletes, and will just at the end of the day help you recover from your sore muscles and not create added pain for your next training session. Fourth, super important thing I always mention is stretching and mobility. So this is again something you want to do before you get your sore muscles. It'll just help you maybe avoid getting super sore, but it is a nice way as well of soothing the pain when you actually have sore muscles. Whenever you do any type of stretching, you'll just feel like your range of motion is a lot better. Like every other thing we've been mentioning, it of course improves circulation at the end parts of your muscle. When you are sore, the muscle tightens up and stiffens up. So by elongating those muscles, by stretching them out, you're allowing the blood to flow through the entire muscle, and that in turn makes you feel a lot better. You'd also might consider doing some foam roller, especially if you don't really have time to do a massage just yet. Like I usually get my massages at the end of the week, so on a Saturday before my rest day. A foam roller is a good substitute. I'll do that every single day. So I'll do some foam roller on my thighs every day. Something else a lot of people don't actually consider, and I actually spoke about this last week, was food. Food is just so important. The quality of foods that you eat, your nutrition aids with your recovery so much. And ever since I've been really mindful about how I eat and what I eat, I have noticed that I recover so much faster after my training session. Have you ever had a cheat meal and just felt genuinely horrible the next day? Like not just guilt, but your body just feels like it's like so tired and you can barely move. And of course that's one cheat meal, but imagine not having a great nutrition over and over and over. You're just gonna feel like you're constantly in that tired state. Protein in your diet aids in muscle recovery by a lot, especially in the following 24 hours after you actually get your exercise. So for me, if I'm doing 9 training sessions a week, of course I have to constantly make sure that I'm getting enough protein into my system just to really help with my recovery. This is also especially for weightlifters or weight training based athletes. Scientists also suggest that you add some antioxidants to your meals, so things like pomegranates or kale, most like vegetables as well. You'll really see a huge drop in your recovery time if you get your nutrition on point. So one last thing that I really feel actually works is water. So if you're an athlete that's not drinking enough water, I mean, you know, at this point, you should know water should be the base of your life. So before training, during training, after training, you should live on water. Your muscles obviously will get stiff if you're dehydrated. So by drinking enough water, you're loosening up your muscles and your joints and preventing injury, helping muscles recover faster. And overall, you'll just feel a lot better. Yes, water is life. So those are my favorite recovery techniques. Of course, there are so many more. However, I just genuinely feel like those are actually the ones that actually work. I've literally tested everything at this point. Go ahead and try all of them out. I'll emphasize that I do all of them religiously, like without fail. If I don't feel like, I'll make sure to get them done. You will thank yourself. So I also said that I'm gonna go through some myths, and I actually have my laptop right here. I'm kind of blind, guys. I have to like look at the laptop this close. Myth number 1. Leaving sore muscles to heal on their own is the best thing to do. Obviously, I mean, everything I just spoke about now confirms that it's not the best way. If you do just sit around and wait for your sore muscles to magically go away, you'll probably be sitting there for about a week. Myth number 2, it's a bad idea to work out with sore muscles. If you're in so much pain that you can barely move, then yes, of course. But in that case, I should have been at the gym for the last month and a half, because I have literally been sore every single day from the amount of volume that I've been doing. There's one thing that says that sore muscles have nothing to do with sleep. I mean, of course, we just went through that before. Sore muscles have nothing to do with gut health. I just mentioned through nutrition, how important it is to recover. That's basically it. I think those are the most popular ones. I hope this helps, guys. If you have your own recovery techniques that have really helped you personally and you actually have tested them out yourself, I would love to hear about them. So comment below and let me know what they are. I'll see you next time.